Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Makakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace and salutation unto the 144,000. This is Brother Kyle here with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Firstly, before I get into the lesson, I just want to say Salakia for not uploading, as frequently as before, for a good couple of days. Say about a week and something I haven't ready because I've been dealing with some personal stuff, Lord willing, I don't have to go through that process of not being able to upload anymore, unless the Lord execute family the word, so this lesson is just going into the armor, and this is a feed booster for me as well, because I need to have that armor on where it is, to protect myself from things of this life and whatnot, and all the demons that attacking from all around, so this is Ephesians 6:10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of power, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Right? So you see there, full stop. Pause a minute. It says what? We have to put on the whole armor, right? So that we will be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. It doesn't say some. You understand? Because there's no point in putting on armor and your head is exposed, or your feet is exposed, your loins is exposed, your chest is exposed, your arms exposed. You can still attain a fatal wound. You understand? Or even if it's not fatal, it could be it could be a detrimental wound. Like for instance, your hand, they could shoot in your hand, and or let me use the term with the fiery darts. They could shoot it at your hand, and your hand could be disabled. You're feeling weaker, right? So they'll give the enemy any opportunity to, attack you from that aspect. They'll keep coming, and they'll keep knocking on your helmet. You might feel a little jam, because you're still hurt. But at the end of the day, you ain't getting any fatal wounds, and that's the point about it. And I think I'll title the video something along those lines with fatal wounds. So let's go on. In verse 12 it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Right? So we often bring out this precept, and mention that these things, these people, I should say, that sit in high places and whatnot, these are what you would call, the upper echelons, the banking families, the 1% of the 1%, the elites, these different titles they have. The scriptures call them Lucifer, the Chaldeans, or Amalek, right? So so these people are the ones that in the dark, right? That's why it says rulers of darkness of this world, right? This world right now, right? This age, right? They rule in this world from the shadows. They are the ones that we cannot see. Spiritual wickedness in high places. You understand? These people. Hey, let's read this here. Micah 2:1. This is the one that's sitting in the wrong tables. This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." Right? And that's it. It says, they devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, meaning to say what? On the round tables and whatnot, because they plan their meetings, right? The summits and whatnot, and then they as the scriptures say, when the morning is light, meaning when the time is right, they practice it. They execute their plan, or of course they literally practice it first. They do a little test run, right? And they often have double meanings or triple meanings behind it, that benefits to their plan, because it's a well thought out plan, right? And ultimately it's Yahweh's plan. All these demons and devils think they're smart, right? This is just the Lord's game, and you're all gonna go down. But nevertheless, right? It's because it is in the power of their hand, right? So they because they have the power, right, to do so, they will do it, because they is the wicked. They are the wicked. You understand? Two scriptures come to my mind. Let me see if I can get them. Let me open the other app. Job 9. Let's read that one. And I hope gosh, what was the other one I wanted? What was the other one I wanted? Let me just pop back and see this here. Hopefully you'll come back to me. This is one that was the second scripture that popped in my mind, like it just flashed in there. Nevertheless, Job 9 and 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who is wicked? These same so-called white people, right? These Caucasians, right? They are biblically known as